President Kagame today delivered his address to the United Nations General Assembly, during which he expressed that member states should help the organization to adapt rapidly in order to serve all members equally. President Kagame acknowledged the UN's unique position in mobilizing all nations for the common good, but said the organization would deliver more efficiently on its mandate if there was a mutual understanding and shared values among all member states, as opposed to double standards currently manifested in many international issues. President Kagame called for a frank debate in order to urgently regain the noble founding ideals of the United Nations, particularly in the area of international justice and the rule of law.
At this 65th session of the United Nations General Assembly, it is right that we re-examine the role of the United Nations in global governance as we strive to help it adapt as fast as our changing times so that it serves all its members equally. In my understanding, global governance recognizes the inevitable and welcome interconnectedness of nations, the unique circumstances and contributions of each, and the principle of mutual respect. I say welcome because, as we have seen, major threats of global scale like the financial crisis, climate change, terrorism, poverty, and other challenges to world peace need concerted efforts of all nations if they are to be addressed effectively. The just concluded MDGs Summit has provided us another opportunity to assess the role of the UN, measure the progress we have made, and consider the hurdles that remain in meeting the various goals we set ourselves.
President Kagame also participated in a high-level meeting on Sudan convened by the UN Secretary-General to mobilize international support for the Sudanese party's full and timely implementation of the final phase of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, also known as CPA.
The primary responsibility for a successful CPA implementation and resolution of other problems in Sudan, including the problem of Darfur and others, lies with the Sudanese people themselves and their leaders. Our presence here is simply a statement that we support them and expect a lot of that responsibility from the leaders and the people of Sudan. And we will continue to work together and to work with the Sudanese people and their leaders to make sure that the dream they have for peace and stability is ultimately realized.
Prior to the meeting on Sudan, President Kagame also held a bilateral with the Deputy Prime Minister of Great Britain, Honourable Nick Clegg, at the United Nations headquarters. Friday marked the last day of the United Nations General Assembly.